the top 5 signs that you are ready to ascend to the 5th dimension, that you're ready for the next level in the game, right? You've been feeling this. You've been putting these ideas on the back burner. Now you're here. You clicked on the video. You're listening to the podcast. This is your validation, first of all and foremost, that you are ready for the next level, because you wouldn't be thinking about this. Honestly, you wouldn't be curious about it. The fact that you clicked on this video, the fact that you're listening, you're watching, right, is proof in itself that you are ready. And really think about that. This is by no coincidence, right? The multiverse, everything that's happening right now. Think about the billion things that you could be doing, and you are right here listening, watching. All right. So think about that. Commend yourself for that, because this is not for everybody. This kind of stuff, ascension, third eye, kundalini, right? Yogic techniques, mysticism, getting into sacred geometry, plant medicine, wherever you're coming at this from. All of this is meant to be. So trust your guides, trust the process, trust your higher self, and recognize all of the effort that had to put in to get you to this point right here, right now. First and foremost. All right. So you're going to start this awakening journey, which has already happened before you had the mental clarity of it happening, because you know your higher self is already 10 steps ahead of the game, and your ego is just now catching up. Your lower self is like, oh yeah, I am awakening. How do I speed this process up a little bit, right? So you're going to start really switching your priorities in life, okay? And it all starts with your physical body, okay? Step 1 is your physical body. Your physical body needs to be healed. It needs to be in alignment with these techniques that we're talking about here with higher consciousness, right? You can't have the toxic diet, McDonald's drive-through. You can't get into low vibrational foods, right? Meat and dairy products, things like that. You're cleaning up your diet, right? You probably figured out by now Monsanto's controlling our world, GMO foods, Bayer, the global takeover, pharmaceutical takeover of our planet. The Matrix is really doing a number on us, right? And you got to really claim your energy black, claim that infinite potential right here, and start with your diet. All right, so keep going on this journey. This is an endless journey as you begin to detox and get that physical body on board, because when your physical body is completely healed, the light body turns on. All right, that's the magic. That's the beauty about this. Step 2, you're going to start really getting a priority shift, okay, into the next layer, which is like alcohol, drug use, right? Partying, low vibrational habits, toxic relationships with your friends, and that old friend circle that you were hanging out with, that old relationship, all those clinging attachments in the back of your mind. You know exactly what I'm talking about. We've been there. We've all been there. Now, I want you to readdress. Again, this is a priority shift, right? Because it comes from your willpower. It comes from your energy to make that spiritual awakening, make that higher consciousness, make that time for meditation, make that time for you, the real infinite you, the soul, the Atman, that version of you becomes the higher priority. All right, so keep going on this journey, because it's a beautiful, beautiful journey, right? Step 3, right? You're going to start really getting a priority shift with your environment. Right? You're going to start changing not only like the place that you live, where you're going, where you're spending your time, right? You're going to start getting more of a priority for nature, solitude, spending time alone and contemplation. I'm not talking about loneliness here. I'm not talking about spiritual bypassing. I'm not talking about avoiding anything. I'm talking about you going into the depths, the cathedral. Look right behind me here in this beautiful cathedral of nature that I'm in. Like, you have to really immerse yourself in that energy and become one with it. So you're going to start becoming aware of that subtle energy that comes from, the city, or comes from these low vibrational places that you were probably spending time in the past, the party scene, the clubs, whatever you were doing, right? Now, it's no judgment to any of this, right? I'm just kind of, explaining what happens as this light, comes through your vessel, right? And it's inevitable that if you want this higher consciousness, if you want to really anchor into something higher, as far as energy and the quality of life, then you got to just let go of those old toxic things of the past. It's just that simple, right? I'm not making the rules here, right? I'm just the messenger. Going even deeper into this, all right? Step 4, you're going to really think about the people that are closest to you, right? You've got your diet cleaned up, right? You got your alcohol. You're no longer consuming low vibrational foods. You're not doing drugs, things like that. You got time in nature. You got a good meditation practice going. Now you got to really let go of those old friends, family members that you have been hanging on to, right? Even though you want to help them, even though you have some hope that it's all beautiful. However, it's still coming from that old conditional place of love, which is saying you got to do what I'm doing to get the love instead of just loving them where they're at, right? And simultaneously not caring about what they think of you, right? Because that's the real cause at the root level of what's really going on here. All right. So I know these are all words right now. We have to take this into an action, right? Really bring this into an action. Now, going deeper into this, all right, the deepest level, all of this, okay, comes back down to your mind and the attachments that you're creating as you begin to awaken, right? Because even your mind wants to justify it as something positive, or hey, I'm doing this cleanse, and or I'm doing this thing over here, which is 5D and this or that. You're still getting into the separation consciousness. It's still that us versus them consciousness, right? And this is the last phase as you're really ready to really own 5D and be fully in it. Because everything from that point in time before that, it's like, periodically you're in it and then you're out, right? It's like a roller coaster effect. It's like you're going up and down, up and down. You're in it, you're out of it. 3D, 5D, the duality, the oneness. It's like in and out. You see what I mean? So the last stage is like we can fully immerse into that oneness and fully experience and really be in that place, right? And this comes down to your breath, comes down to your actions, comes down to your thoughts, comes down to your energy, literally everything that is you. All right, so all of this is a process. It's not going to happen overnight. So keep going. Wherever you're at on this journey, just keep going. Have that faith that, your guides are there for you. The angels are there for you. They're listening. They're watching. Your higher self is 10 steps ahead of you, no matter what your lower self and your ego is, coming up with. So know that all of this is perfect. Every single part of the journey is perfect. And yes, you're going to overanalyze it. Yes, you're going to get into some speed bumps, along the way. Yes, you're going to hit some, roadblocks that you're really going to juggle your cage and rattle your cage to the point where you just don't want to go any further, right? And that's when you got to really go and strive for that infinite cup and dig even deeper, baby, because that's what we're all doing right now, especially in these sensitive times, right? When more and more people are being tossed into that fear and being tossed into that control from the matrix and the control that comes from what's going on right now as this great awakening is being censored, while the desperateness for this light and this love and this higher consciousness is inevitable for every single man, woman, and child. It's just a beautiful time to be alive. So keep going on your journey and know that you are being guided. Just the fact that you're here, again, listening, watching, you made it all the way here to the end of the video. You're doing it. This is it. So give yourself a little love for that, all right? It's not easy, especially right now as we begin to get even deeper into this great awakening and people just want to pull you down and blame you for everything along the way, right? So you're here. You're doing it, baby. Congratulations. All right, guys, until next time, infinite love, infinite peace.